This is really bad news. Pay attention.
I ain't gonna give in now, I just gotta live this now. I ain't gonna be man, I'ma kill this stuff real quick. I'ma go take it to town, cause I gotta be that king in the ring when I'm knocking them out when I'm back with the whip. Cause I am just up on the journey, know that I'm just going insane.
Warriors, rise. Grand rising. Good evening, warriors all over the world. This is really bad news, but it could be good news for Ripple XRP holders or the cryptocurrency space at large if you're in utility, real-world fundamental cryptos. My name is Coach JB. I am the top health, mindset, crypto, and business coach in the world. Remember, what you believe in your heart, you think in your mind, will eventually become your words and become your reality. If you can see it in your mind, eventually you can hold it right here in your hands. What you repeatedly do gets ingrained in your subconscious mind. What gets ingrained in your subconscious mind becomes an unconscious activity. Now we're going to dive right into this bad news. But before we do, remember on November 1st, 2022, the Warrior Academy price goes up. Subconscious mind programming, goal setting, vision board creation, 180 cryptocurrency courses, over 7 calls per week. We added Airbnb, the 5 pillars of wealth, and one of the best tribes and communities with a high vibe rising up to protect our families. Not with going against anybody, but our battle is against human consciousness. www.3twarrior.com. The price goes up on November 1st. All right, let's dive right into it. Man, Gary Gensler. This gentleman right here. Okay, so let's pause for just a moment. And if you're new to Ripple, you're new to XRP or the whole SEC case or what's actually happening in the crypto space, on December 20th, 2020, during the pandemic, we had a case thrown out by Jay Clayton, the head of the SEC at that point, who put a case against Ripple and the SEC as XRP being traded as a security, okay? And this has been going on for almost 2 years, and there's been over 700 cases with the SEC versus companies, and most of them are egregious cases, and they settle within about 12 months, okay? This has been going on for almost 24 months. Think about that. Almost 2 years coming up in a couple months about it being it's very simple. USA is deeming it a security right now under the SEC, and that's what they're fighting for, but every other country deems it a currency. So let's think about that for just a moment. Okay, so the DC Journal put out the Gensler turning SEC from prosecutor to business-crushing bully. Cryptocurrencies are born from philosophy of decentralization, individual liberty, and American ingenuity. It could be no surprise that the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, without clear guidance from the Congress, the SEC under Democratic Chairman Gary Gensler, has been on a warpath, an absolute warpath, to pull all cryptocurrencies under the securities umbrella that will crush the innovation of American industry, trying to revolutionize the way we use money. So statics crushing ingenuity and liberty. What else is new, right? Gensler's weapon of choice is abusing legal test established in 1946, the U.S. Supreme Court. Okay, it's the Howey test around oranges and orange groves, which involved the sale of orange groves right here in Florida. The case established the 4-pronged Howey test for identifying what constitutes a security that the SEC can regulate. Now Gensler is stretching the bounds of that legal doctrine to argue every single digital asset, which is just a line of computer code, are securities. It makes zero sense. But this is going to make sense in just a moment. Worse yet, he has not issued any clear rules for anyone to follow equally, nor has he telegraphed any intentions to try. Instead, Gensler's taunting American companies, taunting them to come and talk to us. Come on in, talk to us about their projects in order to turn around and slap a $1 billion lawsuit on them in bad faith. So this is the first part, okay? Now let's dive into this. So Gensler now is getting bad performance reviews, right? So now we have the SEC Ripple case. This is going to be the biggest case in financial history. Okay? This is going to cause a reverberation effect throughout all the economies. It is going to be how they regulate crypto, okay? So Gary Gensler's bad performance, the SEC's chair's furious rulemaking pace is damaging the agency. Businesses have been warned that Securities and Exchange Commission, Gary Gensler's fast and furious regulation could cause damage across the economy. It is causing damage. Now, agencies, officials, and Democratic senators are raising the alarm. Elizabeth Warren, Alexander Ocasio-Cortez, target crypto revolving door. This is really, really important. This is where I want you to pay attention. This could be bad news for the SEC and great news for us in the end if it works out the way we want it to, right? There's no way they can deem all the crypto security. What I am worried about is 99% of cryptos getting wiped out. Now, when I say that, the way we've always done our portfolios is we have the ones that are utility, right? ISO 20002 tokens that actually are real world solves, that have real world leaderships, that don't pay influencers to pump their crypto because they don't need to, because they're real companies. Pay attention, okay? So the lawmakers are concerned about crypto's rapidly escalating lobby and its potential to corrupt the policy-making procedures. So Elizabeth Warren and the New York representative, Alexander Ocasio-Cortez, have asked regulators to clarify their rules around ex-employees. This is, dude, the heat is on right now, seeking jobs in the crypto industry. The letter published by the news site Punchbowl. Let's dive into this, okay? So this is from to Congress, the Honorable Gary Gensler. So it says, we write seeking information about the steps your agency is taking to stop the revolving door between our financial regulatory agencies and crypto industry. Check this out. This should shock you and really give you an aspect of how bullish you should be on cryptocurrencies if you're in the right cryptos, okay? Think about this. Why would all these people from government agencies be doing this? According to Tech Transparency Project, over 200 government officials have moved between public service and crypto firms, serving as advisory board members, investors, lobbyists, legal counsel, or in-house executives. These lists include at least 31 Treasury Department officials, 28 Securities and Exchange officials. Take a deep breath. Think about that. 28 SEC officials are now lobbying. They're either lobbying, legal counsel, or in-house executives, investors, or board members, or serving as advisors. And they came from the SEC. 28 people from the SEC. 15 CFTC commission officials. Gary Gensler used to oversee the CFTC. He now oversees the SEC. 6 Federal Reserve officials. 5 office, the OCC of Office of Comp Controllers. We know that Brian Brooks left the head legal counsel of Coinbase in 2020. He became the head of the OCC. Okay. He allowed federally chartered banks in crypto to custody your crypto and then bounced and went back to a crypto company. 3 Consumer Financial Protection Bureau officials and 2 Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation officials. These officials joined at least 8 former members of Congress, 79 former Congress staffers, and 32 former White House officials who are currently advising or lobbying for crypto interest. And we know we have some of them on the Ripple board. This is bullish news to me. Okay, it's bad news for them, but great news for us. But it tells you when they say to look this way, there's a whole nother narrative going on this way. And if you know the game, you can't be played. The stuff we've been talking about 3 years ago is now coming to fruition. Okay, the SEC leaders, this is interesting under Gary Gensler. Here's so much pressure on him right now. That's why I think the case is coming to a head. SEC leaders with nearly 50 years experience, and we reported on this already, quit under Gensler's tenure. It's getting hotter. Check this out. Eleanor Tourette, highly recommend you follow her on Twitter. They are ripping open this case. Another senior SEC attorney exits for private practice. Right here. Jennifer Songer spent her last year serving the policy under Gary Gensler. They're all bouncing. Under Gensler's leadership, everybody's bouncing. Senior SEC attorney joins Paul Wise as a counsel in private funds group. She's like, I'm out. See you later. And so, we should dive into that group and see if they're in cryptocurrency. John Deaton, one of my favorite people out there in the cryptocurrency space. He is a superhero in cryptocurrency. At Gary Gensler's represents everything wrong with our system. He's met with 7 to 9 times with personal wealth manager Vanguard, which means manages 90% of Gensler's $120 million fortune, but he can't even bother to send a low-level staffer to talk with 75K retail token holders. So he won't talk to us, right? But he'll meet with Jon Stewart. He won't do a meeting with us. He won't answer questions with us, but he'll meet with Jon Stewart. Think about that for just a moment. He will meet with Jon Stewart, but he won't meet with 75 retail token holders, 75,000 retail token holders. What does that tell you? What does that tell you? So if I was a betting man And I was going into a casino, and I was like, okay, so say this this investment is just pure, just like, okay, I'm just gonna bet. And you walk in, and it's something, you see this case. You have a case where almost 200 people, government officials, have went to go work for cryptocurrency, and they pick the cryptocurrency. A government agency picks the cryptocurrency that has met with the SEC, that has one of the best leadership teams, the best marketing team, and has government officials on their board, and they throw a case against them. And you have an opportunity to invest in something like that, not financial advice. But you got all these people saying XRP is going to go to, if I was a betting man, I'd put some money on it. I'd put some money on it. I would. I absolutely would. And maybe I did. Maybe I put a good amount of money on it. Who knows? But you see what I'm saying? This is the stuff we look at, the facts, figures, numbers, logic, not the noise in the crypto space, not the influencers trying to pump and dump you, not all these people trying to get rich quick. We're here to get wealthy for sure. We're here to build legacy for our families. And XRP just isn't the only thing in our portfolio. We have diversification across business, cryptocurrency, precious metals, leveraged life insurance, right? I show you all this stuff in the academy with my 5 pillars of wealth. It's very important to understand this is the biggest time in human history, our time in human history, to shift the timeline. But before you get wealthy, it's here and here, warriors. You got to get your heart right. You got to get your mind right, because this is not a battle against anybody. It's a battle against human consciousness. So yes, this is bad news for the SEC, but I think it's great news for us in the crypto space. Warriors, get your shit together. Love you guys.